Well, your question was, why is it so popular? And I haven't got the foggiest idea.
The awareness of camouflage is omnipresent if you're a visual person, if you're looking around. It's part of our visual DNA that we all grew up with. My name is Stash. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, graffiti, graphic designer. It's pretty amazing. The graffiti movement itself is so deep and so rich. There is a beauty in it, you know, and I saw that immediately. And so transferring that into my modern day, camouflage was kind of like a natural iconography, if you will, in a funny way. It's not an icon, but it represents something more than just the actual pattern itself. You know, there's a lot of meaning behind what camouflage is on a lot of different levels to a lot of different people.
For me, camo is not just like camouflage that you see like army, military camo, you know, like anything can be camo. You can wear black and camouflage into the night, you know. My name's Angel. I'm better known as NA, from Brooklyn. For me to go somewhere, like the average person would have a Yankee hat to represent New York where he was from. For me, it was like, yo, I gotta wear my Timberlands and my camouflage pants.
Camo and Timbs is New York. Even shorts camo with Timbs in the summertime. My name is Akira. I manage the Diamond Supply Co. New York store, and I have my own brand, AM. I mean, I think it started with more like music. I think I remember like Wu-Tang wearing it, Capone Noriega, people like that. And you know, obviously, you know, skateboarding was kind of hip hop a little bit more then in New York City. So I think people took that style and just brought it to the, you know, streets of New York for skaters and stuff.
You know, during the years of like Mobb Deep, J. Rue, when you wore that kind of stuff, people like knew like, oh, this dude listens to hip hop, he's wearing camo. It was just a thing, you know? It was a very heavy East Coast influenced garment. When I think of camo, I don't know why I think of Brooklyn. And then when I think of Brooklyn, I think of Boot Camp Clique.
When I came out as Black Moon. Black Moon was Who Got the Props and all these other records. But none of those records reflected the general Buckshot. All those records reflected the soldier. As I went from being a soldier to the next record, I became elevated in the game, like from a soldier to a lieutenant to eventually becoming a general because I had to lead the squad. We call ourselves military-minded. So from that point, when we decided to become boot camp, we knew when we formed this connection, if you can't stand what we're about to bring and what we're about to put you through, then you know what happens.
For me, camouflage is kind of like a workman's suit. Something I put on and like, all right, boom, I'm gonna go hit the streets and do what I gotta do.
When I put on those fatigue, ooh, the feeling I get. I'm here to go to war, and that's how I stepped out my crib.
It became like this whole like street fashion, counterculture, just uniform. It's just part of like, you know, that East Coast era of like when cats really knew how to dress and like didn't really care, you know, like this is us. You know, we got our Tim boots on, you know, we're from New York. No one rocks out like this. You know, they made it special for everyone. They made people want to be from New York. They made you want to live there, make you listen to the music. That's how we grew up in San Francisco. We loved that about East Coast music, New York music. It took us somewhere where we weren't from, and it made us wonder what New York was about. That was a great way for us to really fall in love with a place we never been to, you know, just by their style.
We would always want to dress like hip hop, like with the jewelry and the camouflage, the Guess jeans, the polo, and we would wear that to go skate, and that's, I think, where it all came from.
Hip hop and skating's fashion was definitely like intertwined with one another. Back then, a lot of skaters wore army fatigues just because they were cheap, they were durable, they were baggy, and yeah, they looked cool. Camo fatigues were definitely just like part of a skater's fashion. You know, it had big pockets in it, you could move around in them. It was just like cheap urban wear that you could get at any army surplus store for like 20 bucks.
You're 16 years old, you don't have much money. You buy skate shoes at Marshalls, you retag them, get them for cheap. You go to the Army Navy store, you get a pair of cheap pants, what, like 20, 25 bucks back then? Get the jacket, you can go crazy. Get the jacket, get the hat, get the pants, and then you're fly, you know? You look like looking like Nas or something.
The first time I discovered camo was actually the surplus store in Oakland.
And as a kid, the most craziest, dopest place to ever go was the Army Navy store, was it not? It had that ability to draw us in because of the fascination with what it represented. Just growing up, we used to just go in the Army Navy store and just buy an old Army coat because you could get an Army coat for like 20 bucks and those were dope. And you were like, I wonder if anybody got killed in the nation. We always made up stories back then like, yo, this is Army? That's not Army, that's, you know, Air Force. You know, we were just learning the ranks and what the different uniforms were, and it was interesting.
in Lower East Side, Camouflage. The place to go is here. My name is Henry, and I own a small store, Army Navy store on Lower East Side. It's been 56 years here. It's small, but very sincere, okay? Camouflage is before only guys, but I've seen a lot of girls come to my store now. It looks so good.
I love when I see chicks hooked up in camo though. I ain't gonna lie.
Sometimes looks sexy. And besides, camouflage easier to match. Whatever you wear, it match. It's like become more and more like a style, especially 90, 2000. Wow! People it's like become most popular. Not just for guy, for girl, for everybody, for any ages.
I think the Army Navy store was the pre-Supreme. That really is such an amazing thing. I mean, that precedes the whole young entrepreneurial, I'm gonna open a sneaker store, I'm gonna open a streetwear shop because I love it and I'm gonna feature this and that. It was really, the Army Navy was the original jump off.
My name's Callie, I'm the owner's daughter. So my granddad actually bought the store in 1957. It's downtown Atlanta, like right in the heart of downtown, off Peachtree Street. As far as camouflage clothing goes, it's had its like ups and downs. Even, before I was working here in the early 2000s, there was like the big kind of surge of everyone wearing camouflage, specifically like the woodland camouflage, like back when like Destiny's Child did like Survivor and all of that. It was kind of a big thing. And then it kind of went away for a while and now it's, definitely back and it always kind of comes back in style.
We all draw from the same pool of inspiration. It's what we do with it and take it and redo it to put it out to the world that makes it our own and unique. So I think camouflage, it's hard. It's sort of like, why do people wear a certain style? Why do people wear this particular shoe? Why did that become the one? And I think it's a timeless classic.
I just think it's something that's always gonna be around and it's never gonna get played out,
Camo's forever trend. It's always, it'll never fade out. Camo will stay with your everyday person, with your working class person, with your fashion person, your veterans. It's just forever.
If it's not something camo, it's something, an M65, if not M65, it's a bomber jacket. It's something that just never goes old. It's like the most timeless part of fashion that will like never ever go away.